And gentlemen, welcome back to the LCO.
Base race?
It's a base race. They're marching. They're flashing. They're going to go for this one. I don't believe this. I do not believe this.
Only aim for perfection. Ain't no half stepping. I'm gonna take you back. Spitting facts, you gotta live with that. Who got it? Who won it? No problem. We mobbing in the city.
Surprise!
Do or die, it's either all or nothing. Best believe I'm leaving out with something. Anytime I got the crowd jumping, throwing rays, you know they fierce.
Next to the search. Just evaporated. Gudo locking them all in place, linking up with Kiyose. That's an ace.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the LCO delivered by Menulog. Day 9. Day 9? Week 9, day 2. Having a lot of fun here. Big day yesterday with some big games. A lot of team winning that needed to. Some teams losing that needed to not do that. Well, does that make sense to me, Kitty? Did that make sense to you?
They do. It is a big day. And, you know, what
It's
did
a
you
very
guys...
big day.
It is a very big day.
For many reasons,
For
isn't it?
many, many reasons.
We're here.
Oh yeah, kia ora.
Oh, yeah, you got...
How are
ya? I thought you'd
Good
expected
to
them
see
here.
ya.
I didn't actually have to invite them on today. They
True.
just
We just showed up.
gate crashed the
Early.
couch.
True.
Yeah, very early, indeed. Filming some content that you guys might see soon. But look, you know none about that. What you do know about, of course, is what we did yesterday. So let's have a look at the highlights on everything that went down. There was some interesting affairs in multiple of these games. Let's reminisce. Kitty, what was your favourite moment?
My favorite moment was when Raze... It wasn't Raze. It was a kill on Raze where Yuri flashed over the
Here it
wall
is.
and did not
Oh no.
obtain the kill. I think he cancelled 3 spells and it was very painful.
The flash was so sad. This whole game as well yesterday was Chiefs versus PGG. Chiefs with a very easy shutout, it's fair to say, but also a certain support player getting a little bit greedy guts down there.
I love how the Chiefs called it. He's not a fish, he's a shark. Because that Nami was a carry. Absolutely. Even this game as well, right? We saw the explosion of the Bard and the VS working in tandem with one another. It really gave them that really strong lead and continue to be a force here for Direwolves, not losing up against Mammoth yet.
Okay, yes. I agree.
Yes,
I wasn't
Rusty.
listening.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
now
no, I mean,
that-
I'm looking at this one in particular, right? This is that really intense game, that do-or-die situation, that one-to-one between Peace and Order. And then, yeah, the Baron gets
sorry, I was
stolen
reading
away.
something.
Absolutely crazy. And, yeah, Order had a huge
There
gold
was-
lead, right? Kitty, like, up by 10, 15k?
I would say yesterday as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Felt like there was a lot of one-sided games, even in the close games, like game 1.
To be fair, I think they were one-sided in the early game, but when we got to the late game, they could have turned the game around with one team fight, which never happened, but could have. They were in that state.
Yeah, like the Peace game.
Yep.
Sorry, I was just dealing with some issues, which I'm hoping to fix now. Seems like they are. Look, at the top of the scoreboard here, we got Chiefs already locked into the playoffs, and it looks like Order have joined them. So they'll be 1st to 5th. Who knows where it's going to end, but at the same time, tied for 2nd. Order and Direwolves looking pretty good there. 4th and 5th place, PGG and Kanga. Not Peace, because now they're 1 win lower down that scoreboard after the game we saw yesterday. And there is still a chance, of course, that they can make it to the playoffs, but they got to start to pick up that pace. Mammoth now officially out of the running as well. 5 and 13. And then Gravitas 0 and 18, of course, they were the first team eliminated a couple of weeks ago now. But let's have a look at today's games and what's going down here on the LCO. Kanga and Mammoth to kick off the day at 6 p.m. Should be interesting. Mammoth could maybe put a stop to Kanga's little tirade they've been on. Peace and Chiefs at 7 p.m. You'd be expecting this to be a good one, but it's really just going to be that test of form for Peace right now. 8 p.m. You got Direwolves, you got Order. This one means a lot to both of these teams. Runner-up to match of the week for sure. 9 p.m. Gravitas and PGG. We'll see if Grav can maybe sneak in that win. We've all been waiting for them to sneak in, and PGG, I believe, historically has been the team that they've beaten.
They have. In Split 1, where it was the biggest upset we've seen in all of LCO, in my opinion. But Peace going up against Chiefs tonight means that it's quite impossible to win against the Chiefs, which they haven't lost just yet.
Yeah.
So I believe that Peace's chances of getting into playoffs just gets even more slim.
I found an angle, Kitty. All right,
What's the angle?
I've dusted off
What's
the
the
record
yarn?
books. I've looked through the archives and figured, okay, I put a bit of copium towards Peace in recent games, praying that the cogs start working, the gears start turning. Run it back all the way to last year when they went to Worlds. They swapped out those roster members. They kind of were trying to figure out how would they actually make it into that 5th and final spot. With 3 games left, they brought back their main roster. They won every single game, and they snuck their way in. Now, I'm not saying they're going to do it up against Chiefs, but if history repeats itself, could be kind of cool.
History could definitely repeat itself. Now, look, let's move forward. Of course, you're looking at that schedule. You're looking at all the games we have today. What are they playing for?
DreamHack.
Yes, because that's the thing that matters, right?
DreamHack.
LCO.gg/DreamHack
His
if you want to
plug,
go
mate.
get
I'm
your
just a
tickets.
guess.
Yeah, it was a great guess. And look, I'm proud of you because you know that everyone wants to be at DreamHack. I want to be at DreamHack. She wants to be at DreamHack. You two want to be at DreamHack,
I
don't
do
you?
want to be there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully
I
we're
hear
there.
it's
Hopefully
cool.
you're there.
Sounds
Go to
quite
that
cool.
link, buy a ticket. I'll see you there. I'll even maybe... I don't know what I'll do. I'll give you a fist bump, or I might even give you a hug if you're lucky, but you got to
Bum.
get in my good books first. So make sure you get those tickets.
about
Make
a
sure you get
bow?
to DreamHack. A bit.
A solid bow. If
Like-
someone requests you to bow, you have to bow.
Like a 90-degree bow?
I don't want to agree to that because that could...
What about a curtsy?
When you said bow, I was actually thinking of like dumplings. I was like, I'd share a dumpling with someone.
Okay, no.
I share dumplings
No.
with
You want to go on
someone.
a dumpling date? Just dial my number.
What's that number? 04.
Don't.
Hey, oh, not
Fire
yet.
Panther in
I'm
shambles.
shaking.
He's watching like my man.
I'm not that ambitious, not that ambitious. Now, look, we have a couple of predictions to make, and it's the top 5 teams that we all think are going to make it into playoffs. So here they are, in order. I'm first. I'll go first. All right, yeah. So Chiefs, look, we've all got that. PGG, from what we saw last week, I felt like they were just looking like they had that slight edge over Order. Even if they tie in second, they will have that head-to-head and be able to take away that second position. Kanga, I believe they're just looking too immaculate at the moment, and I think they're going to somehow get that head-to-head on dials, which they do have, and it's just going to be an interesting affair long-term.
I suppose small footnote is we made these predictions at the end of week 8.
Of course.
So coming into this week, obviously results can continue to change, but it is interesting how there is a bit of similarity between a few of us. I mean, myself and you, dead
Identical,
even, right?
in
Which is
fact.
crazy. But I do think PGG scrape into that second spot. Third and fourth for me just does really feel like that 50-50, which is going to obviously be resolved here today. But I would say that Kanga would have a bit of an easier time than Peace. There is still a possibility, but I think Kanga may have just done enough.
Also remember, this is end of split placements, not end of season placements. So we're
Regular
saying
split?
as the regular split ends, this is where we think they're going to end up in the standings before the playoffs, where
yeah.
Order made their run at the end of split 1, for example. Peace have made a run as well. So anything's possible, but this is where we think they're going to finish for now.
Very true. Good to see, our casters are aligned. I've got that little change in 4th and 5th, but Kitty, please tell me about this.
Maybe the stars will align, but I did make these predictions a week ago, and from what we have so far, Peace is looking quite slim in making it to playoffs, but there is still a chance, so it's not impossible, but I'm the only one that actually put Order in second. Maybe it was a miscalculation because Order was never the top of the leaderboard in the regular split. They always made it through the playoffs where they became second or maybe even first, like going to MSI, but I still believe in Order because I think they have more consistency over PGG, and I don't know, I think that game from last night when they were versing the Chiefs, Balkan didn't look like he had a team.
Oh, big words.
She hides behind that one, boom.
Wow.
What's the Chiefs?
They're just hidden, doesn't...
That's fair.
Look, anyway, social media is crazy
Very
at the
night
moment.
alley.
Kitty's just stirring the pot right now. Now, let's talk about the Dare MVPs, because at the moment, we've got this leaderboard, and let's have a quick look at who's in the lead for that MVP. It's your boy, Alidoric, with just spectacular performances as of late. Papunan, Arthur, Kisei, and Fido, all with one MVP behind Alidoric. So there's a very, real reality that these 4 can catch up in one game.
Yeah, it certainly can. I mean, it's a funny looking race, isn't it? Where you've got 3 Chiefs at the top. Kisei's too sleepy to get it, and Fido doesn't want it. But
Yep.
overall, very hard to look past the Chiefs roster for MVPs that they're going to get. Poor little Rays.
Yeah, 80 carries a week roll.
Poor little
Rays
Rays
a
down at the
week
bottom of
roll.
the list for the Chiefs, huh?
Well, I actually think it's quite interesting that a support main or support player is at the top of the leaderboard for these MVPs, because usually people don't sense a support gap in a game. But with Alidoric in these games, you see the difference between what he does compared to the enemy support, where he has 5 MVPs, where some of them could have been robbed away from Raze. I don't know about that one, but he's still very deserving of them.
Yep, Raze definitely believes that. From what we've seen, he's been a little vocal about that one in interviews on social media, you know. But there has been games where he's played real well.
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
Well, impact-wise, wow, he can work on that. We
Chiefs
work on
win
that
and
one.
lose as a team, so it's hard to say he has more or less impact than the whole team. And often we accredit it to early game impact to get them their lead. So that's why I think Ali has the lead overall.
Yeah, very good talking points there. But look, you guys might have missed this one. I certainly have. It is time for the LCO champion, Kanan.
Drama!
Wait, that was...
Is today the day luck's with you? Is it now your life could read you? Then you must play the game, cause I have to proclaim life's a game of chance.
Ah,
Ooh.
that feels beautiful, doesn't
Ooh.
it? Getting these back on our heads. We're going to be doing celebrity heads again. Today we're going to be doing champions. We got a minute to try to guess it.
Advance like a
You've got
weapon.
unlimited questions during that minute. Try not to ask too much. 3 guesses during the minute as well. Guesses in terms of what or who you are. And then if you don't manage to have a guess, or if it hits a minute, you have 1 guess remaining on the spot. You put on it. It's beautiful. Someone can win. People are going to lose. It's going to be a fun time. Anyway, do we want to go reverse?
Should we start
order
your way this time?
Yeah, it's
Why
been
not?
a while.
Let's go for it.
Been a bloody while, hasn't it? Now, I'm going to be the top one. And
Cool.
we can't see.
I will put this on for you, Mac.
Thank you.
Oh, my hands are so cold. I'm sorry.
Well, you didn't touch me, so you don't need to be sorry. What's so funny?
Nothing. That's the perfectly serious champion that you have to guess.
Oh, okay.
It is a champion.
It's a champ. Is it
All
a
right.
champion? It is, right?
Yep, it's champion.
Yeah.
Doing champions.
And you start now.
Am I a jungler?
No.
Am I a support?
No.
No.
Am I a top?
No.
Am I a mid?
Yes.
I'm still trying to figure out why it's funny. Am I a male?
Yes.
Am I large?
No.
Do I go invisible?
No.
Am I AP?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I lock people down with my ultimate?
No.
No.
Do I have
Or maybe.
stuns?
Unless. Pardon?
Not
Do
a
I have
stun.
disables?
Yeah.
You do have.
Am I meta? Right
of.
now.
Yes.
Kind of.
You are becoming meta.
Yes.
Am I rise?
What? Wow.
I wanted to throw a small bone. I didn't want to give him too much. But
Hey.
maybe it was too much.
As soon as I saw it, I just thought Alt Q, Alt Q, Alt F4.
Yeah, that's why it was funny.
I was like, AP male. Have I been played? It's like you're becoming meta. Boom. That's
Yeah.
lovely.
Rise is
You're on the money, mate.
introduced.
The rise of Rise yesterday.
The rise
The
of
rise
rise.
of rise.
Lovely. Now,
It's like trying not to say piece by piece when piece played.
how much time do you reckon I had left? I reckon I had about 2 seconds.
Yeah, like
I was
15.
I think it was
feeling the
13
pressure.
on the clock.
Oh, okay. I can't. Do we see a clock?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bottom
it's just in
right.
the bottom corner.
Oh, I was literally looking off
You
into
were killing
the
it.
distance. I
That's
was
fair.
mentally. Anyway, Kitty,
There's a clock?
your turn.
Yeah, bottom right.
Oh.
You'll see it when it comes up.
Oh my god, what a high roll.
Oh.
High roll? I'm
Ooh,
excited.
I don't want to ruin your hair. Oh. Oh, surprising.
This could be a speed run.
Okay, ready?
Could
3,
take 70 seconds.
2, 1, go.
Am I a support?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I an enchanter?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Am I purple?
No.
No.
Oh my god, I was gonna say something really bad. Do I have pigtails?
Maybe on a skin.
Probably on a skin. But
I think you might.
Am I Yumi?
No.
Oh, so
Does
excited.
you have pigtails?
I don't know. I don't know how we got there.
Am I like a demigod, like not human? Am I not human?
No, you're human.
This
Am
is when you
I-
get into the
You're
stuff with
I
Do
don't
I
know the
use
law.
wind?
You're human?
Nah.
No.
No.
Do I use water?
No.
No.
Do I use music?
Yes.
Yes.
Music? Am I bard?
No.
No.
Am I Sona?
Yeah.
Yes.
What? I asked you if she has pigtails.
Is it on a skin, like the Greek skin?
She has pigtails in every single skin.
Really?
I don't know.
Except for
I don't know, man. I
Sona.
don't know.
Except for Mew.
Of
She's
course.
literally Hatsune Miku.
That's the one that Kitty
What?
gets hung up on.
I'm so
They didn't
mad.
clarify anything for me either.
They're trolling me. I'm
Kitty.
so
Dude,
mad.
You're
What?
saying words we don't know.
I'm so mad.
Okay?
I've been griefed.
Maybe stick to
But you still
league-based
got
questions.
it. You still got it.
I've been griefed.
Congrats.
It was a high roll, yeah?
It was a high roll.
That was a high roll.
My
Congrats.
best girl.
First two
Uh,
questions, but
Top one, your turn.
I could already tell because you guys were like, high roll.
Oh, don't give me that laugh. Oh, the boys.
high roll.
High roll for me.
I feel like it suits your personality. I'm just going to put that
Does
out
it?
Okay, am I a top laner?
No.
No.
Jungle?
No.
No.
Mid?
No.
No.
80 carry, surely.
Yes.
80
Yes.
carry. Oh, am I a Philios?
No.
No, but
You're taking shots. That was
love
real.
the gusto.
Am I meta at the moment?
No.
No.
Am I super niche?
Yes?
Yes.
Have I been played in the LCO?
Yes.
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 Am I Draven?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Draven
We-
is like the only niche ADC other than like one
We
other
legit
ADC.
were just talking about Draven
I
though,
know.
like prior to this. So
That
in
is
terms
true,
of like
that is
ADC
true.
is fresh in the mind, it
Yeah.
would have been right there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one. It's the quickest so far.
Beautiful.
Yeah, not bad.
That was,
Very nice.
that's pretty quick.
Very nice.
Not bad at all.
I thought it was pretty funny that you led with a Philios.
Because that's my favorite character, yeah.
Yeah, this couch has discussed that we're just going to send it if we can.
We're taking chances in life. All right, ready, Chief.
All right, ready, set, go.
Am I top?
Yes.
Aatrox.
No.
Legend, legend,
Gotta try.
legend. Nah.
Do I have a stun?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah?
Okay, this is like a basic stun. Is it a knock-up?
Oh, wait.
Yeah? You
You
have
do
a
have a
knock-up?
knock-up.
You do have a
Am I a
knock-up?
melee champion?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Am I Scion?
No.
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 Okay. Where can we go?
3 guesses, right? One
Yeah,
more?
Two.
I mean, you get 2 free sends.
Good man.
Melee champion has a knock-up and a stun, and it's not Aatrox or Scion.
Oh, wait, you did? So,
Jeez.
yeah, you got one. Wait, you're right.
Am I a small creature?
No.
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 Am I large?
Mid-sized.
Kind of.
Am I male?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I a male monster or am I male?
A male.
Male.
Do I yell loudly?
No.
Not sure.
No? No.
Am I from Demacia?
No.
Am I from Noxus?
No.
Zizbra.
Zizbra. Am I purple?
No.
No.
Lock it in,
No.
lock it in, lock it in.
Ziz.
I'm out of time. What is
Diz.
One
Diz,
chance.
yeah, Diz.
Diz?
One
Diz.
shot.
What did he bring to the bot lane support?
What did he play in
He
top
played
lane?
Mundo.
No, and the other champion back in the days when he
He's
just
so
freshly
fake.
swapped from top to bot.
Bro, what? No, you've made this
You
harder.
got to choose one. You got to
What's,
take a pick.
what's a popular support champion that's also a top laner?
Stop thinking, just shoot.
Nautilus.
Top not.
He was.
Have a look. Have a look.
Sound effects mean. Oh, nah.
Ah, damn.
Nah.
I actually gave you the biggest hint ever. I started with ready, set, go.
Yeah, sick.
True.
Yeah,
I told you what it was.
that's a fake hint, bro.
Yep.
That's a fake
But I
hint.
put the word in your mind.
It was so funny when he's like, "Is he large?" Just like, well, he's pretty built,
He's
but like,
built.
But like physically, he's like not as big as like an Ornn. or
Like
something.
large,
He
we're
also
talking about
doesn't
like
have a
Ace or
knock-up.
large. He does have a knock-up. His ulti.
Yeah, it's a
Woo.
displacement.
Oh.
That's not a knock-up. That's
Uh-oh,
a
we
literally
trolled him.
an attack.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I said no. but
Game
I was like,
knowledge.
Kitty knows more than I do. So
Yeah.
Kitty said, "I'm
Kitty
like,
knows.
yeah,
Yeah.
he does."
Okay, to be fair, the only reason I thought it was a display, a knock-up, because I thought it was like, 'cause you can Yasuo all of it. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
True,
they
true.
are airborne.
is his W a stun? It's his W that's a stun.
The
If you
E
have
is
one on either
the
side.
E, the
make
grab.
it
The
kiss.
kiss.
When you-
Make
Yeah,
it kiss.
right.
Make
Yeah,
him
yeah.
kiss.
I haven't played set in a long
Well,
time.
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I get them wrong sometimes.
By the way, that was fun, wasn't it? You all had fun? I had fun.
What's
Did you
the
guys
pose?
have fun?
I've
I
been
hope you had
briefed.
fun.
The second
Is
it was
that the
top,
pose?
I knew I was in
Hell.
trouble.
It just turned off on me. What's going on?
Oh, I can't do it. Sorry,
Creep
Jackie.
God.
All right,
I'm
we're
up.
back. We're back.
Flex.
Look, you guys had fun from the fans' time. I want to hear from you about what your favorite item is. That, of course, is no longer in the game. At LCO on Twitter, the question's up there. Let us know what
Oh.
you think is the best
keep it
item
on.
that you would bring back to the game.
Just give me
If
once
you
more.
could.
I've got my crown on.
He's having too much fun.
You dropped this king.
Always.
There you go.
Anyway, we have some submissions, so let's have a quick look at what you guys have sent in so far. Arch bring back the Brutalizer beating stick.
I don't know about it being called a beating
I
stick.
don't know if that was its
But
full name.
yeah. Any OGs remember this one?
Lethality or something of the likes. It was like a flat armor pen built in a Ghost Blade, I think.
It built into Ghostblade?
I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I vaguely remember this item.
right.
Item slapped.
This isn't the one that stacks. It's another one. The other one's like a light green, a lime green. This one is the one that builds into black
Yeah,
cleaver
no,
or
this was
something?
a component one.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
It was
got
like
my
a
things
black
wrong.
cleaver. What was
Yep.
that one called? Sort of the occult.
Sort of the
Sort
occult.
of the occult. Yeah.
That
The
one's
golden
a-
sword.
AD Magi's.
Wait, is that sort of the occult?
Was that divine sword?
I think we have a couple
Uh-oh.
more to have a look at as well. So
Uh-oh.
scaling, it's fun. But what about the Zephyr?
Oh, is this the item from TFT?
We were cracking up because I only remember it from TFT as well. Yeah.
This item was goated because it's 10% move speed, so it was the perfect boot replacement, and it also had Merc Tread's passive on it.
I feel like this would be the best item you can have in League right now. Because then every champion has a CC, so it's like
Absolutely.
the value is
Would be really
immense.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, very good indeed. Now, we've got another one to have a quick look at as well. Thanks, Emerald, for that. MP but board. P but board. Athenes? Is it just
Yeah,
It's
Athenes.
Athena's unholy grail.
Athena's.
Please bring
There we
this
go.
back. It
It's
was
definitely
literally
Athenes, but it's
my-
Kitty's unholy grail.
yeah,
Kitty's
it's my
unholy grail.
unholy grail.
Kitty just
I
wants
miss
it.
it so very much. It was literally the best support item for I believe 2-3 years because they
Zyra?
changed it from a mid lane item to support. And basically every time you damage the enemy, you charge up amount of healing and then you put it onto a shield or a heal and it charges back onto your shield basically.
All right, well, let's have a look at the final one from Mr. Do himself.
Big dog.
DFG. I need to pop enemy champions even harder on Ari. What is DFG?
Death Fire Grass.
The one we showed you
It was
before,
the-
right?
Ah,
yeah.
the
The
yep,
OG
okay.
Prowler's Claw.
Yeah.
Yep. AP Prowler's Claw.
It was broken on Ari. Faker was definitely a menace with it, but Peter can probably stick to Vex now. He's doing well on that instead.
He really
Okay.
has. Yeah, he's been doing all
Actually.
right. Doing all right indeed. But you know what that means. You guys get those answers in on the Twitter sphere, and it is time to start moving on to the matchup. Kanga v Mammoth. Let's talk about Kanga first, because they are on this underdog storyline arc under Kangaroo. You want to call it whatever you want, bloody Benvy. He's just been doing work, hasn't he?
He
certainly
has
has.
been.
Yeah, I mean, go for it, kid, if you want to.
No, I don't want to say it because every time I see the name Benvy now, I get flashbacks to getting
Ben
clowned
Four.
on.
Yeah.
Ben
Don't
four.
show the audience. We'll keep
No,
we'll keep
no.
your yourself intact there. No, all I'll say about this team is right now they should be feeling really confident about their last 3 games. Right, they've got the head-to-head over Peace. They know that Peace are feeling the pressure a lot more than them, I would say. So as long as they don't get upset here by Mammoth, you'd imagine that they should be in pretty comfortably to secure that 5th and final spot.
Now, let's have a look at that Mammoth lineup as well, of course. They are officially knocked out, but now they get to play the Gravitas game of playing spoiler as well. And we know that they can take dubs here and there, but what are they going to be bringing today, Rusty?
I mean, Mammoth have always been a very dangerous team. I do feel like individually they've got some unique picks for themselves. Paprise diversifying, finding that Shyvana, for example. Voice, you've seen a couple of hard carry champions from him. He'll pull out a Vayne every now and then as well. You never really know what you're going to get from him. I think that unexpected nature of Mammoth does make them more dangerous, because how do you prepare for someone that doesn't even know what they're going to play themselves until they're in the lobby?
They're just always having a whole lot of fun. They're an interesting team to watch. They get dubs over teams they probably shouldn't, but look, Kanga, they've at least beaten them the last 2 times with multiple iterations of their roster as well. So today, I'd say it's probably the best looking iteration of that roster, and I'm thinking that Kanga definitely have that advantage. But where are we looking? What is going to be the interesting talking point between these teams, especially for Mammoth?
I mean, surely it's going to be on Voice, right? Because he does the most freaky picks in bot lane. He pulled out the Draven last night into, I believe it was... It's not clicking. But he pulled out Draven last night, and he looked
Into
Oh, into the
Dante.
Sivir. Sivir
decent.
Renata,
Yeah, it
wasn't
was Sivir. And it looked okay. That he wasn't played around, so it didn't have maximum value. However, we do know that he also likes playing Karthus, which is very
Yeah,
scary.
yeah.
This man is just
Oh,
The
this was
word
the
unexpected.
carousel game.
carousel game.
They just conveyor belted
You know,
inting.
but one
It was
more.
great, yeah.
But
What
what
we've
if?
seen as well, since we've at least had Benvy in the team, is he, specialized as a coach in drafting.
Was a draft coach.
So he has a pretty in-depth knowledge on that. Even though when I did ask him in the interview yesterday what's going on with the draft, he was literally just saying we're here to have some fun.
Yeah.
But that was yesterday's game. today. I wonder if we're going to get the same from them, of course, up against Mammoth. You know, they have to take it relatively seriously because then now they are in the conversation for that top 5. Maybe they just don't want to feel that pressure.
I mean, you have to take it very seriously, but again, like, no matter how good you are at preparing your draft, not knowing what your opponents are going to do changes the way that you draft, right? Because now you just have to focus so hard on yourself and what you're going to play that you kind of have to disregard the risk of your opponents, besides, like, the obvious Shyvana for top lane, Theory for bot lane, etc.
I wonder how many respect bans they're actually going to throw out at Pappy because he's been in a win condition like a lot of the time. We've seen that Kale come through, but even when he's not on the Kale, he's tearing it up on the Shyvana. Yesterday,
Last
that
2
didn't
games,
quite ring true as well. It felt like just like the chemistry of the team yesterday just didn't work as well. So a little unfortunate for them, but you know, going into today, it's a new day. They can start playing spoiler. They can, you know, bring Kanga back down to a Peace territory if Peace get their win today. You know, there's many different ways that this can all work out. And it's worth noting as well, there is a chance that not only Kanga misses out, but Peace could also miss out. But Direwolves right now can also miss out on the playoffs. It's like a less than 1% chance of that happening, but there's a world where there's some crazy like 4-way tie, and then Direwolves could lose in that respect. But here, if Kanga keep on winning, that reality won't really come to fruition.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, also for Kanga today, and this isn't mathematically true yet, but I think if Kanga win, it's very difficult for Peace to actually make playoffs at all. So, bottom
games
the line
left,
for
they
this
can't.
game.
Yeah. Well, look, we've got our man Voice on the line for the pre-match interview. Mate, how are you feeling going into this one? I need to quickly ask, were there some tears yesterday when you were officially knocked out of the running for playoffs?
Honestly, no. Like, I think a lot of us kind of expected it because it was going to be pretty hard for us to make playoffs no matter what. Like, we kind of just had to make a hero run, and we needed, I think, Kanga to lose as well to grab. So it was just not going to happen, to be honest.
It was quite the impossible timeline, but let's talk about your overall split. So what do you have for your progression with the team alongside the boys, and what type of reflection do you have for yourself?
I think everyone on this team improved a lot since day one. Like, we kind of sucked at the very beginning. Not even kind of, like, we did suck. And a lot of us learnt a lot. Like, a lot of us got exposed. We didn't really know anything. And then we learnt a lot now. I think the biggest thing that I learned is that you probably should take a break between mid-season because I think Split 2, I've been playing really, really bad. I think I got really burned out, like, towards the later half because I just kind of kept going the entire year. So I think that's the one thing I learned specifically.
Now, quick question. Are you good friends with Benvi at all?
You could call him a friend, yeah, I suppose.
Oh, all right. Fighting word. He told me that bot lane's going to be easy today. Do you have any response to that? He said you'd be scared.
I'm scared of every single bot lane, honestly, because everyone's like really, really big, really, really scary. But I think this one, they got rid of Hayden, so they suddenly stopped being so big and scary. So now I think it's like pretty even footing. I think now that they have Menvi in.
We have some words being thrown around. Well, best of luck in your match, Voice, and hopefully we get to see the boys have some fun.
Thank you.
Ooh,
Fight
not
words
as
coming out
scary.
Yeah, it is good to hear all 160p of the big
I
words.
was staring at the camera the whole
Hey,
time.
there was 1,080
It
pixels.
Just
it was
a-
just out of
I
focus.
was
Just
waiting
at the
for the
front.
focus.
It
I was like, come on, you
It's
can
just
do it.
right
Come on,
here.
webcam.
Just straight out of focus.
Me without glasses.
Come
I
on,
wanted to
webcam.
say, hey, can you just like, you
Dude,
know,
I had
give
the
it a
most
little...
primal urge to be like, can you just like put your hand up to the camera? Like, just- oh, help me, help you.
Either way,
It's like we could still see his bright smile through the 160p.
it's true. He was having a good laugh. Now look, it's time for you guys to put your Twitch points where your mouth is. Dear fan vote time. Let us know how you think this game's going to go. First game of the day, of course, and an interesting one. Still, I wouldn't say it's a must-win for Kanga, but it kind of is getting down to the pointy end of things. So I'd say it's a must-win, and they're going to be pulling out all stops. But let's see how we think this game's going to be doing. Our predictions. Everyone on the Kanga bandwagon. Who wants to tell me why?
Is there a reality where if Kanga wins every single game and perhaps Dials drops some games, they can actually go up to the 3rd seed
I think so.
and have a second chance?
I mean, as it stands, there's 2 games separating Kanga and Direwolf, so yes, there is absolutely a world. I mean, right now, there is a world that Kanga can get 2nd place if everyone above them starts losing, but I think that's That's
bit more
The
unlikely.
odds trickle
That's
down,
reaching
right?
a bit further than they perhaps were aiming for.
The stars will need
Originally,
to align.
Kanga was saying we need to win 4 out of our next 5 games to even make playoffs, and here they are, right? Like in probably the best position of anyone fighting for 5th to make it.
Yeah.
Even now threatening 4th, if not above. So I think they're happy with where they are right now and not shooting for 2nd, just taking every game as it comes.
Yeah, it feels like even in the games, like we've spoken to them afterwards, they're not feeling that much pressure. When Fido, he's just doing his thing. Everyone's like, yeah, faker. And he just goes, yeah, all right, cool. I'll just keep doing my thing, and goes in, goes hard. Everyone follows him through, and it's turned into W's. And that's exactly why everyone's gone for Kanga.
Which I
today.
think is an interesting point in itself. How does Kanga go when there is pressure? Because, like, yes, there was that
True.
game where it felt like they're not playing with anything in mind or with any massive risk. If they win, they win. But now, right, they're starting to become more of a household name in the playoffs conversation. How do they perform with that extra pressure there?
It's crazy because that's slowly evolved, like day by day, every single Kanga game. It's like, oh, are they going to do it today? And then they have, and then they have, and then they have, and now we're here. And they're very much... I'd be almost offended if Kanga didn't make it to playoffs. Cause
Offended?
Offended. Well, I've been their biggest fan. So as soon as they won that like one game, I'm like, there's a world.
Cue the
there's
Fido
world.
interview. Get him back on.
Get him in here. He got in my ear, and he's never left it.
He was good,
He's a
wasn't
little
he?
little man right here.
He came
all
in
the time.
prepped.
Yeah, he's looking pretty damn good. Now, this game though, Mammoth, I want to talk about that bot lane because Lemus, Voice, that's where I see a lot of aggression happening. We spoke yesterday about Lemus a lot and how he's evolved in his career since last year, how he was kind of standoffish. He's really starting to find his form now. But Voice, if he can get on a champ that he can flourish on, like a Kalista, maybe like a Sivir again, when he can sort of, scale in, get up in your face, be really aggressive nice and early, we could make that happen. And let's see what they are going to play because Champ Select is ready. It's time for game 1.
Thank you very much there, Mac. Yes, let's see what happens in this affair. How many of those pocket picks will be denied? 2 actually away from Paprise. Not only satisfied with the KO denial, they're not going to allow him to play the Shyvana 3 times in a row.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that. I feel like the last time Kanga played against Mammoth, they did ban the Kayle as well. They're one of the few teams that would actively respect that pick, just because you don't need Paprise to be on his most comfortable champion that he seems to succeed the most with.
For sure.
Make him uncomfortable. He's discovered a second champion. Make him even more uncomfortable.
What
Get
now,
rid
Chief?
of both. Really start to pressure him, limit the champion pool. Poppy Nar also going to be taken away, Lived losing that top lane champion. So 3 top bans so far in this draft phase is a lot. But still, things like Gangplank exist, right? There's still plenty of normal, standard, you would say, top lane options well and truly on the board.
Yep, and this is one that they've certainly done as a combo, which obviously still is a flex, but they played it as a bot pairing the center and the Wukong. They did it up against Peace. It worked flawlessly. So certainly consideration that Mayfarm could play that one in the jungle. Keeps Kanga guessing, but quickly touching on some of those pocket picks, I suppose, thrown the other way. Mammoth denying away that Lucian, which is, I suppose, a Lemus pocket pick that sort of really brought it back to the forefront. Really, really strong, almost like the ruler one-shot build.
Yeah, he was one of the first Lucian players to truly bring that one back, for sure. But Zeri was quite good from him.
Yeah.
He has seemed quite proficient on the champion. Trundle actually going to go with this one. You see the Wukong, you take the Trundle pick just to try and have some better dueling. With this, I would expect a support, but because there's a center locked in, and Mammoth have some extra flexibility there, it may be worth going for a solo lane champion. Like, if there is a flex, theoretically would be better, but because you're picking 3rd and it's going to go straight into ban phase, this is where perhaps something like, as you're seeing, an Ornn locking could be good. And then you hold the support pick to either get rid of some center duos or ban bad Ornn matchups that Paprise would enjoy. So if you want to get rid of like the Fiora, because you've decided you don't want to deal with Paprise playing Fiora for some arbitrary reason.
And he will lock it in.
Who might, and you just want to get rid of that. Mammoth obviously pressured to pick their top laner before the bans. Gwen is one of those more standard versions of Fiora for a good matchup.
What's interesting to me, though, is that this is now 3 games in a row for Foreigner on this Trundle, and this is already the makings of a pretty much carbon copy of what they played last night up against Gravitas. All they're missing now is the Azir and the Renata, and they've got it all working in their favor. So I guess it begs the question, will we see those bans come out? There's the Renata now. Do you just ban away the Azir too and really say that this is not any comfort to be found across the board? Seraphine denied too, in case that Wukong was to still be that flex, and they just run a Seraphine center bot lane. They've tried that on a few different occasions.
They beat Peace with that 2 games ago.
So
has been played.
Certainly a bit of consideration for what these flexibilities could have to offer, and a Lulu coming out as well now. So really, Fido, do whatever you like. We're just focused on making sure that the Zeri cannot pop off.
I don't think you ban Azir from Fighter. I mean, it's definitely worth respect banning his champion if you want to get rid of just one of his good picks, for sure. But Fighter's got a fairly deep champion pool, and Azir can be replaced by another scaling mage if you want to anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be do or die to ban that one out. Where I do think that the Lulu and the Renata are very good bans. Yumi's already gone. Seraphine has also been banned away, so Enchanter options starting to be extremely limited for Kanga down in bot. Still would make sense to see something facilitative, if possible, for the Zeri to give it an easier time in lane. And whatever it's going to be, the issue that Kanga are now running into is it will be purely a blind pick. So this is where it gets a little bit dicey for them. You don't want to pick like an Nami or anything like that with a Zeri. I mean, you can, but it's not great. It could even just be, you know, like a Nautilus and say it is what it is. Bard can work, but again, acknowledge that it's blind. Zeri Bard isn't the best, but both of them have the ability to traverse those walls. They can get out from ganks extremely easily. Zeri can be left alone and isolated and just have a solid 1v1 lane with an AD, and that is a Cassidy into the Azir.
Fresh new pick.
Gauntlet thrown.
Certainly is. We've only seen it once played before, and that was by Yuri. That went into an Ari matchup, and he had a bit of a rough time, but still did play pretty flawlessly. The Yasuo curveball has been dropped. We've got the knock-up. It's not a Diana,
You know
but
what
we've
a
got that
curveball, the
Wukong.
curveball?
We've got these there too.
Yasuo mid. Just put Azir bottom with the center. Just put curveball on curveball. You pick Cassidy into the Azir matchup. Hold up. How's the switch out?
Now, surely Yasuo is center, though. Surely.
How's the switch out, though? Hey, listen, they may play the champion, swap lanes.
It could be wild.
I'm just saying, that works. Yasuo has a pretty nice time against Cassidy. Can run Ignite in the matchup as well, and can actually just control that 1v1. Also, just as like an aside to the lane assignments, Yasuo is also one of those ADs that wants to be in a side lane quite often and is decent at dealing with Cassidy. And there's obviously that critical mass point where he's going to become an issue, but for quite a while in this game, Voice will be able to sit in a side lane and farm and be comfortable in his 1v1 against any of the solo lane champions from Kanga. Ornn can't ult because Yasuo's wind wall exists.
Correct, yeah.
Right, the list tends to just grow. Even looking at Kanga's Bard pick, there's a lot of mobility for Mammoth. There's a lot of ways to get out of that Tempered Fate.
Yeah.
So there's definitely tools there for Mammoth. And I do like generally what the individual champions are for their team. I guess the question more becomes like, how does that operate as a composition? Because Yasuo's Senna doesn't have anything really comboed with it. Perhaps maybe a bigger Azir ulti could be used, but we'll see. We'll see exactly how they manage to make that one work, because the knockups are kind of belonging to Kanga's side of the draft.
Yeah, there's certainly a few on their side. I think there's enough to try and land that last breath with a fair degree of certainty without having to completely rely on your own Tornado. But the thing that really interests me, speaking of the Bard, right, is the fact that if it is going to be a straight 1v1, we've already seen a Yasuo find a solo kill on a lonely AD carry, and you know that a Bard wants to roam, you know that he wants to be active, you know that he wants to try and find those portals and act as a second jungler on his team. But will that be a net positive? Will that be the gain they're hoping for? And will it give them the outcome they're hoping for? Because Kanga praying for a win. This may be the most pressure they'll face at this late point in. And knowing that they've got Peace hungry and chasing still for that playoff spot. As for Mammoth, they've got no pressure in that regard, but they could certainly play spoiler. Well, I've got Arch joining me on the line here to talk, I suppose, about spoilers and all the rest of it. But talk to me about, you know, that result being that everybody is still fighting for playoffs. So who do you, from your own stance, who do you think is going to make it?
I mean, look, we're playing Kanga tonight. It's between Peace and Kanga who's going to make the final spot. Like, I'm sorry, Kanga. It's just going to be Peace.
Ooh, lay down the gauntlet. Okay, well, is that why we got the most spicy draft? I mean, I was really excited when I saw the Wukong flex early on. We obviously seen you play it in the bot lane, but almost paying a homage in a way, right, to Peace, doing the center Yasuo yourself.
Yeah, we throw it back. Let's see what Kanga have got.
Ash, as if you didn't flex the Yasuo mid, mate. What's up with that?
we kind of wanted to, but then we kind of realized they just banned for Azir. So it's just better to take it away from them in that spot.
All right, mate. Well, we're going to crack on with this game. Wish you boys the best luck in this game, and have a good one.
Yeah, you too. See you guys.
I figured they would have spoken about it, so worth just hopping into the mind of the coach there for a second, see where it was at. You know, players at any opportunity will do anything they can that's crazy or different. Just absolute gluttons for new things, new and shiny, exciting. But by the way, we're going to kick off this laning phase. As per normal, it's going to be your standard 5-point starts. Just normal clears as well from both junglers respectively. Red buff spotted by Kanga here, however, with a ward seeing Mayfun. So he's going to go red to Krugs and is most likely from this point doing his 6-camp clear. Trundle as well excels at the single camp, so loves a good blue Gromp start into getting levels towards the rest of the camps. That's a Ghost top lane.
That is a Ghost. Papyrus is looking for a very early first blood at this point here. Liv is forced to try and flash away. Does Papyrus have the damage? Underneath the turret, he goes for the snip with the Conqueror. Fully charged and ready to go, but one more turret shot, and he would have died.
Oh, Liv really now pressuring. That turret shot's just a bit too much, unfortunately, from Papyrus. When you consider that Liv has the Doran shield, also has the ability to buy items while staying in lane, he starts to build a natural health advantage here, and Papyrus honestly just needs to base. He cannot afford to stay in this lane. Liv has won it as a result of Papyrus using the Ghost, being aggressive. Even stifles a recall.
I was just going to say, and that's perfect play there from Liv, right? Really knowing that he's in such a commanding spot right now. Foreigner just going to walk on in and be that solo monster that just steals it all. Ultra Shock laser across the wall as an Ignite went out too from Benvi, really forcing Mayfun back.
And there was definitely a world there where they actually get the kill onto Mayfun instead of just the blue buff, but Foreigner had his sights set on the objective. Just a small point as well, I think it's important to highlight that Benvi is actually a Bard player. The first week that he joined the LCO, we highlighted that as one of his key picks. Of course, we saw a Yuumi, so they're very different in terms of styles, but Bard is one of his best champions for sure. He has an account on the server called Collecting Meeps. So I think he knows what he's about with this pick. So expect to see some pretty solid Bard play from him, akin to that of perhaps Bulldog, who is the only other Bard player in the league.
And it's good to have him come back, right? Because it feels like it's been a bit of an absence, at least till, what, 2020, since we last really had it with the likes of, you know, Cupcake and Merg and so on, that are really big fans
Yeah, it's just good to have Bard
for the
players,
Bard.
huh?
So you like it, and I'm glad, because when you're happy, I'm happy too.
Takes a lot. Just got to lock in Bard and I'm happy. Mind you, a bad Bard performance and I'm suddenly extremely sad.
Ezreal license on
Yeah, it is.
on another level.
Foreigner bottom here as well, level 4. Lots of tools to get a successful gank off. LEG in big
They
trouble.
both have flash. They flash over that pillar. He's been exhausted. Stun against the wall. Great cosmic binding. There's a cheeky heal, but not enough to prevent death. And first blood found by Kanga.
Yeah, and it starts with a blue buff steal by the side of Kanga, right? They get control in their bot lane 2v2. They steal the blue. They allow Foreigner to go back to his own red side jungle, clears his whole way down, and just gets another level 4 gank off. It feels like that was expected by Mammoth, all things considered, but they didn't have the vision to place to stop that in the first place, just because of timings and wards that were already put down. Mayfun, however, as a result of that blue being stolen, has also reset to the top side of the map. Lived one hit away.
He is so close to it. Where's Papyrus going? He's going to dash across the wall. Bit of Alcove Gaming. Dodge the pillar for a second. Now going left and right. Buying team for Mayfun. Oh, the flame breath across the wall. Try and juke that. And he just walks away.
Even gets the cannon on the disengage. Can't ask for much more. You'll see a magical journey just suddenly appear to dissuade Mayfun. Foreigner also in the area. Not going to have a red buff to take, but it could be a Raptor camp while Mayfun does the Krugs. And suddenly this game goes from maybe good to top to terrible in just the 1v1. But gank successful bottom, which really alleviates a lot of pressure there and enables the support of Kanga to start roaming. That's best case scenario for an early game for this team.
You cannot ask for better than either ends of the map working in your favor. You know that Fido just wants to scale up patiently, as does the Azir too. They're on an island and they might not have too much interaction until things like this start to happen. Fury hits ultimate level first. Fido gets exhausted. Voices, he's only level 4, but he's still going to have a crack at it. It's a trade, but it's definitely not a kill.
Yeah, I mean, that was a Yasuo ult combo that just gets immediately nothing from it because he's level 3 and tick 4 as he got there. Then we're going to be able to use the magical journey, get himself to safety, albeit barely. Cute little play from Mammoth. I like the idea, and they were abusing the fact that Fido, you know, that was a monster wave of minions. So if he misses out on that, won't get 6, will fall behind, and suddenly lane's a bit harder for him. But such a big roam from the bot lane, they'll be lucky they get back in time to get that cannon, but they do make it back.
They certainly do, and they need to be farming up an absolute treat here because Lemus is steadily pulling away. They're going to try and salvage whatever they can underneath this turret whilst the harass continues to rain from afar. Level 6 not too far away, and Lemus is loving life right now.
Zeri's such an annoying champion to deal with. One really cool thing about Zeri, we'll see how this plays though, Cosmic Binding available.
Ooh.
Well off, LEG able to just get himself out, use the mist. One of the most annoying things about Zeri, which is what I was going to say, is that you get to lead movement with your auto attack. So while she's considered a fairly short range ADC, not like, you know, Caitlyn levels types of length, you can expect them to move places and just throw the auto attack because you have no requirement of someone to be there to click. So you can effectively inflate your range a bit more by like leading their movement and stopping them from coming towards you. So it's very annoying when you see Azeri just pepper auto attacks at a spot when you're trying to last hit. Because we both know that you're going there, but if you do, you're going to take the auto attack.
Oh, look at this. Beautiful traversal of space right there. The Magical Journey, 2 members pop on out. They're going to make it an unfair fight. It's going to be a 3v2. Stun against the wall. And there's another one. A pillar and a call of the Forge Gold. Well, that whiffed, but honestly, it was an overkill anyway.
Wouldn't have hit Paprise regardless. They'll get the kill that they're after. Mayfun has been kept down in this game. He was kept down yesterday as well. This is a really core part of what seems like being able to deal with Mammoth. We saw the recipe for success. We're now seeing that utilized a second time over. Limas, level 6. He may consider the fight if that hit Ali G. Really sitting pretty in this lane, and this is without a Bard who is constantly roaming.
And that was our concern, right? What would happen? But he's got ahead early, and that means he's not scared even in a 1v2. You don't have ult, he's flashed forward! Lightning Crash for the damage, and Pink Feet on another journey! Going from top to bot, farming up every assist.
But the creativity that comes from these magical journeys makes it so hard to deal with. You never know where he's going to be. You think it's a 1v2, but just waiting in the wings is the support of Kanga and Limas. No hesitation, clearly communicating as well with his support. Flash forward, hit the ult, and just crash down some lightning onto your opponents. Kanga well in control.
They certainly are. We're only 8.5 minutes into this one. They've already got a steady lead. They've denied away camps. They've denied away the Drake. They're working their way to this first Herald as well. Completely uncontested. Fury, the flash ult! And an instant flash away. Photo taking no chances with the Rift Walk. And a play that Mammoth really try to salvage. They still can't find that first kill.
Yeah, they can't take down this Cassidy at this point, right? If the Azir's flashed away, the Cassidy, or rather the Azir flashes forwards, Cassidy's just matched it. They've got matched flash timers now anyway, so that's not going to work the second time that you try it. Look at the farm difference between mid laners as well. 3 CS with a fresh wave here. You can't ask for much more as a Cassidy. You've got a very strong Trundle to hover and protect you as necessary, as well as a constantly roaming support with a Medjai's. By the way, first item Medjai's on support instead of boots to his Bard. My man's is...
Not a Dark Seal. No, he wants the full package.
It's actually the most Giga Chad. You gotta respect it.
He says, watch this, Rusty. This is my main
Yeah,
champ.
he is. He said, watch this 25 stack gameplay. Impossible challenge.
This is how we secure playoffs. Pure confidence. No concerns whatsoever. Let's see him on our screen one more time. Not too far away from level 6 himself as well. Mayfun in the area. Nice little journey across the wall once again. So immobile in portions like this, right? Where the Zeri can jump across the wall. Same for the insurance if you need it in the Bard as well. And Lived, I mean, steadily achieving. You never see an all in such a comfortable spot this early on. Look at the Call of the Forge God once again. He hits it. He's on towards Paprise, who's only now using that needlework. Instant flash away. No junglers in sight. No TPs coming in from those solo laners. This time, Paprise gets him. And that's a massive shutdown.
Really nice use of the Shroud there from Paprise. Holds it till the very end of the fight. Gives Lived no way back into that skirmish. Lived trying as he might to kite, keep himself alive, get some cooldowns back. Just gets handled, just gets dealt with in short order. Fighter going to have a crack here potentially. Paprise no summoners. Has the dash up now.
Starts it off, looking for the kill inside the inner ring, jumps on his head and hits him with the fadeaway Q, and I mean, that is just all you want as a Cassidy right now. Down to the bot lane, instant exhaust on towards Foreigner. That's enough to dissuade him. He doesn't need any more invitation. Great jump across the wall as Voice was teasing the idea of laying an ult combo.
Yeah, if that connected, he ults, Mayfun gets in, and suddenly they found purchase to a full team fight. Nice little stun there from Benvi. Once again, the dive will be dissuaded. Voice.
Subjugate, Chomp, looking for the next pillar. He's got double buffs, so he's certainly got enough damage to make sure that Voice could fall on down, but just going to push them back now.
Yeah, I guess retains a sizable enough health advantage to be able to move freely through the river. They do need to allow Limas to crash this wave first and foremost. Mayfun goes over the wall. He'll find himself a whole lot of pain. Mammoth now the ones who need to be responsible and not face check. There's only one spot they can be, and Kanga being absurdly patient.
Oh my god, what a beautiful Tempered Fate. The laser buffered perfectly, the lightning crash, the kill, and there's the double. Oh, fantastic patience rewarded handsomely.
Can we I really want to watch that replay back with just Kanga's vision. because I felt like they had no vision. He just assumed off the initial part of the recall animation that they hadn't moved, which is nicely done, and it's the patient play from Kanga that rewards them handsomely. They get the full first turret bottom lane as well, now 7-1 in kills. And it doesn't seem like the apple cart's going to get upset anytime soon the way this game's going. Skimmy, they're doing very well.
Certainly are. This is a game that you'd be very proud of right now to sort of march your way through and punch that ticket home. Let's watch it one more time.
It's the lingering vision, they'll see the recalls. Okay, they've been hard done by with the minions dying there. As far as I know, minion vision can last for like up to 3 seconds after they've been killed. So that's just a small lapse from Mammoth, but you're also recalling right next to the wall is
You asking for it?
You are asking for it, and
Yeah.
they found it. Would have been cool if it was completely blind.
You're like, oh, would have been S. Now it's an A+.
Yeah, now it's just an A+. Still a great grade.
Tough teacher, Rusty.
Casting on a wide flank here as well, Skimmy, must be said if Mammoth choose to go for this. Fido is only level 10, but has got a full Everfrost Mythic there. They don't have a Bard ultimate. They don't have a Zeri ultimate, though. It's not the easiest objective to contest.
They would be down a fair amount of power as a result of that one. So they're going to show some respect. Only second Drake of the game, no big concern. Ocean map is what we're now looking at as a result, so a great soul to achieve.
But, and of course, the Gwen was mid. No teleport there for Liv, so ultimately they are just going to concede the objective, and that's totally fine. So just a quick reminder for everyone at home, this is patch 12.13. We are not on the crazy Drake patch. Next week. Bard ult connects.
The Tempered Fate, this time just onto Ali G. Binding won't connect, but Limus is still looking for the kill. The Dawning Shadow does absolutely nothing but buy himself a little bit more time with that shield. Now they will just fizzle out, so Kanga will bully their way for mid control and might be hunting for a little bit more as Ben V and Foreign are now starting to link up.
They're making their way towards top lane. Paprise is extremely overextended, hunting for this turret. Has been knocked up.
It's a fantastic knock up off against the wall. Foreigner just walks into that lane, subjugate, chomp, and now it's a case of who can get that kill. Foreigner wants it, and Foreigner will find it.
And Medjai's Andy over there just puts a heal on Foreigner and says, thank you for the +2 pages in my book, I'm out.
That's all I want, Chief.
There's no Aladoric playing in this game. Skibby's not going to take the kill for himself. He's just going to get the Medjai pages. Another free kill, realistically going over the way of Kanga. 1-3 scoreline for the top lane, and Paprise really was the sign of life in this team early. Has been handled quite well. Even getting a solo kill still gets chased down afterwards. And it's going to get harder and harder to actually chase down the Boots of Swiftness on.
Yeah, definitely wants that mobility. Nice two-man laser across the wall. Crowd comes out there from LEG. Looking to try and make sure they are nimble to not fall victim to any more shenanigans. But Ben V right now, more gold than the Wukong. Not a familiar sight, or perhaps it is, after we saw that Nami yesterday. Let's see what they can do with this huge lead that Kanga currently possess.
Also a really early completion of the support item, so it's going to be a bit accelerated for the moment. That'll start to dwindle potentially. No Bard ulti here. Foreigner, no real entry point, no access with that missing. So it is again just going to be an objective looked at by Mammoth. They're trying to play the timings, but they are still going to get pushed away. As long as Limas is careful here.
Nice two-man stun, isn't it?
Yeah, really good harass. Starting to chunk out the health bar of Bree Fury. They're actually going to kick this Herald off now. Both top laners with teleport. Post 14 minutes can get right into the middle of the action. We might just be flipping.
Look at the flank of Fido's on. That's a two-man Tempered Fate. Once again, locks the Herald in place as well. Buys crucial seconds. Fido looking to absolutely one-shot Ali G. Goes for Refury instead. Gets Emperor divided. And he's jumped out with that Shurima shuffle, but he's found Ali G. He's now been exhausted, but that's not going to dissuade him. He's still keen for more. Gets knocked up, becomes airborne, and gets locked down. And a huge CC chain. 4 now on 4 kills. Voice exhausted as well. Everybody getting locked down, but Kanga still prevailing. Now Liv wants a solo, and he'll find the solo kill.
Hits the clean Ornn combo there as well to wrap that one up. Kanga, massive team fight. Herald to be summoned.
What a perfect team fight there for Kanga. I mean, you really cannot ask for more than that. Fido split pushing topside, achieving solo gold, solo experience, crashing a wave there, flanking down and picking up a cheeky kill. You summon a Herald, that's the first mid-turret down as a result. Gets a second headbutt off as well. I mean, Kanga really are living in paradise right now, Rusty. It's unbelievable.
They're living their best life. They really, really are. Everything going right for them. Skirmishes really is the name of the game for Kanga. Their composition excels at this. These Bard ultimates have constantly been connecting. Limas, you can see Refury starts the fight with half HP. That's a result of the W's hitting with all the lightning coming down onto Refury. Exhaust gets used. Odds of Fido pretty early into the skirmish, but at the end of the day, while he does go down, the end result is still going to be extremely positive for Kanga. It's just Fido being hyper-aggressive, looking for those kills instead of playing front to back, which is totally fair. And then Liv hits the best Ornn combo possible. If you're able to R, then use the E knock up into an ult combo, you've got the maximum DPS output that you could possibly get. Can't ask for much more.
Certainly cannot. Perhaps as Kanga, you're thinking that could have been an ace. Refury just manages to limp away. It was very low. But this game is quickly getting out of control. 18 minutes in. And Kanga have a huge gold lead and really have all the tools in the world to feel comfortable about their position. They've got the highway through the mid game into the late game. This Zeri and this Trundle on an absolute tear. And now we're just looking at their clock and saying 4 more levels, and this Castellan could be hunting for all the multi-kills in the game.
Yeah, like above anything else, they also need a Castellan with them, right? That's how strong they presently are. Really will just, you would expect at this point, like looking at tools that Mammoth have to try and get them back into this game or even keep them in this game. They've got the scaling option with the Azir. The Yasuo, of course, as well, has really high item spike timings, but with the Blade of the Ruined King being the first item of choice from Voice, isn't going to be opting into that crit anytime soon. It potentially is just the Sunfire build to follow up here second as well. So while it can be really strong, can duel quite nicely. How do they deal with the team fights that you're seeing relentlessly from Kanga?
It's not been an easy game here for LEG, constantly locked on down by these ultimates, and it's just giving Kanga so much freedom to maneuver around the map. Same to be said up here. Oh, it's a fantastic kill from Paprise. They were both blinking health bars, but he comes out on top.
Yeah, super close little skirmish there, but they do find the kill that they're after. Mammoth with a bit of space created, still ultimately losing all around the map. We said this in Champions League, Skimmy, but there's only one person on Mammoth's side that has 0 mobility in their kit, and that is the Senna. And where have those Bard ultimates been going off cooldown?
Easy target.
Straight on the LEG's head. Locking him down, punishing the fact that the Senna was locked in. And I wouldn't say that Senna Yasuo is the best early game duo. They have potential, but we'll see how this fight goes one more time. Paprise, he was actually more focused on the minions until Fido comes in with the second ult. Quite simply just presses R and Q, snips his bloody head off.
Unbelievable levels of self-sustain.
Isn't it crazy?
You think, oh, there's a target, there's a guaranteed kill. Ah, psych.
Also really nice build from Paprise. For what it's worth, he's going straight into the Void Staff second. If you take a second to press tab, look at Kanga's items. Magic resistance everywhere.
Oh my god, Benvi. Refury's had an absolute mare landing any of these crucial odds. Mid lane has not been in his favor. And the biggest thing for me is the Magias, the page stacks are still safe and secure.
Yeah, he actually does still have those 15 stacks. Benvi ultimate about to be up in about 5 seconds. Give me the most important thing here for Kanga is that you can't engage with Ornn's ultimate. It has to be follow-up because Yasuo exists. It is about the Bard Tempered Fate. And then Foreigner setting up with a pillar afterwards. First and foremost, our top laners are just going to live their best life down here. Truly is a unbelievable place to exist, isn't it, as a top laner?
It certainly is. Everfrost's not going to land, but Refury's been silenced for the meantime and can manage at the very last second just to try and run away. Has to burn the flash as well. It feels like that summoner is just permanently on cooldown, and then the stragglers of Mammoth rushing to his aid. They get picked apart in their own jungle.
And threatening for the Baron now certainly is a possibility. Trundle is tanky enough, realistically, to tank a fair bit of this. There's no massive amounts of shields or healing to support. Foreigner, in fact, doesn't even care about his team. He's just going to lose half his health to hit it beforehand. Why not, hey? It's a bit odd from the jungler of Kanga, but either way, Mammoth have got a whiff. And they'll deter it. Trundle is one of those amazing champions where if you complete that Baron, he gets all of his health back from his passive, but that was odd from the jungler of Kanga there, just hitting it for no apparent reason. Just a bridge too far.
I suppose it's worth noting also, as you mentioned right now, that the Void Staff has been completed, just how much of that magic resist you were leading into before. 2 Force of Natures from the top half of your draft. I mean, that's a whole bunch, obviously. The fact that now you're starting to look at the ornaments, level 14 goes on, you can share the level with the rest of your team. We're still looking at that Cassidy win condition starting to come online as well. Zonia's is there too. They're just so tanky, but they just do so much damage at the same time.
Yeah. And because they scale with levels, right, they're able to get extra damage. Refury, no flash.
Envy across the wall. That's going to be a knockback there by Refury. And, well, Ali G now 0-5, not having the funnest game here on the Rift. Fido picks himself up another kill. And this time, knowing that they are down for a fair bit of time, Baron would look a lot more attractive.
And just constantly hunting, constantly looking. You make a single mistake, they're not going to hesitate to pick you off. Vision control not there for Mammoth in reality, right? They don't have the ability to place those wards down. How do you do that when your support's constantly the one being targeted? Nowhere is safe. And this time they try and play through mid-wave just to get the wave pushed in before they look for Vision, and suddenly they're engaged on. There is no safe space for Mammoth, and that is being just prodded at, picked at constantly.
Does really feel like Peprise is the one beacon of hope in this game. Be it he's found the kills, he's found the siege, he's found the split push. You're hoping that it gets to a point where he can just continue to answer back to those members like an Ornn or a Kasten. Always trying to match him blow for blow as we see him in action right now. But once the rest of Kanga come to back him up, could be in a bit more of a sketchy situation as a fight is going to break out here. Mayfun and Voice just going to look to try and see what Foreigner's up to. He's much more interested now and looking to try and protect his own red buff. And the Dragon now spawning. Kanga would get a soul point condition.
Mammoth will have to be very quick with this one. No Bard ultimate does mean it's a bit harder to get in. Already super low here, Skimmy, but you can see them posturing to fight. Look at Refury.
White flank as well from Fido coming in from the enemy blue buff. In goes the fight as a result. Foreigner might be the first one to fall on down, but he's spending so much time with the subjugate so far. He's just flashing away. Look at the life. This is unbelievable amounts of self-sustain. There's the double kill for Fido. It's hitting that point now where he's flashing across the wall, rift walking at max stacks and farming up everybody that the game has to offer. He goes golden, and as he comes out, his team claim a flawless ace.
A desperate last-ditch attempt there from Mayfun to try and get rid of some stacks off this Bard, but 25 strong, 16 on the mid laner of Kanga as well. They will just be able to run down mid lane and break open the base. Threatening potentially, honestly, more than just the inhibitor, depending on how they're feeling it. The Everfrost used on the wave, Skimmy, does feel like they want to end right now.
Ready to go, and with about a minute 20 still left on his Baron buff, and a huge wave to crash on through. They are feeling ever so confident. Refu going to try and buy as little time as they can afford as the respawns are coming on through, but Kanga have one thing in mind: hit the Nexus, end the game, and put yourself one step closer to guaranteeing playoffs.
Even just protect those KDAs at the very end of the game as well. Kanga doing everything that they possibly can to not just get themselves a chance at playoffs, but to secure it of their own volition. Another solid game coming out of the squad, still not really showing any signs of slowing down. I feel like the addition of Benvi to this bottom lane has made the 2v2 stronger. And that's just really adding another page into the book right now of options that Kanga have. We're no longer just saying it's Fido and the boys trying to help Fido. It's really a team right now.
It is a team, and that's why there's 25 pages, Mac, because it was a big carry performance from everyone.
Certainly was. I had a lot of fun watching that one, especially towards the end. Really loving, Foreigner on the Trundle. I feel like he's just having so much impact. His ganks were super good down towards the bot lane, and did try to, 1v1 the Baron there for a little bit. But other than that, there was a lot of fun going on. Also, Cassidy on Fido. This man, what can't he play at this point? He's just, flexing that champ pool, having a lot of fun with it as well. I was talking with Kitty. She was saying just how good, this comp was in to Pappy's Gwen, because, they're all melee champs. They get in the mist, in the haze, whatever you want to call it. And Pappy, look, he's usually that win condition at the moment for Mammoth. You can't say he's not, because he always has a huge performance when Mammoth get these wins, and today he just wasn't allowed.
He wasn't allowed, and like everyone is calling Fido, he is Faker. He takes 3 ultimates from Kanga, and he doesn't, well, he dies at the very end. But I do want to make a point. Faker, the unkillable demon king, continues on. And yeah, I think he is living strong by this name, picking out the Kassadin, which is really exciting, because I do know from what I've gathered so far that Kassadin does just equally scale alongside Azir. However, in that late game, he does have the slight edge above Azir, because you can jump over and have a lot more mechanical outplay in terms of that. And even alongside the Ornn, Kassadin just gets even more stronger into the late game, right? And I like Rusty how he mentioned that Benvi built Magi's first, and it was a really greedy build, which is very naughty from Benvi, but it worked out this game because he did not die a single time, and I believe he reached 25 stacks, so congratulations. And yeah, really good performance from Kanga overall, once again.
Yeah, and another win on the board, and what's the win streak at now? I think it's like four.
I think it's 4 in a
5,
row now.
something like that in a row. Ridiculous amounts of dubs and a great stretch home to the playoffs for them. Another big performance with an 11k gold lead at the end. You can see that the gold diff was just pretty much there the whole time. 10-minute mark, you got that dip back when things went right for Mammoth for a moment, but it just wasn't enough. Look at the difference in the damage on both sides of the coin.
Well,
That's not actually bad at all.
you know, Mac, remember when I said, oh, I think Bard shouldn't go Magi's because he doesn't do damage? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I eat those words back because Benvi has proven me wrong once
You haven't
again.
seen a Lichbane Bard.
AP
I
Bard is a lot
haven't.
of
We're
fun.
talking about damage. Mac's seen it.
It works.
Good times.
It works. You know, Rusty had a lot of fun that game. What were you, like 12-2 or
13
something?
and 2, but we lost. So
Yeah. That was everyone else's
Wouldn't
fault,
have lost if it
including
was
mine.
Benvi Bard. That's all I'm going to say, right?
debatable. You saw the team.
I'll put my hand up. I'll put my hand up for that. Either way, someone that puts their hand up all the time for Kanga is Fido, and we have him for the post-match interview. My man, how you doing after that? Keep these dubs rolling.
Hey, yeah, it feels good. Feels good to get carried by my team and play some spicy champs as well.
I think actually you did a lot of carrying in these team fights. You had a lot of pressure on that Kassadin. So tell me how this matchup between you and the Azir, because usually you on the Azir, and we have things kind of swapped around.
Yeah, well, I think I mean we have a lot of these champions that we can play if the like certain criteria are met. I think in this game, if it's double solo lanes and it's Azir mid, you know, it's a pretty easy lane for Kassadin. You saw that I was just going even CS with him, and then at some point he just can't side, so they're forced to go mid. And I mean, ideally you should be able to win both sides, right? That's the point of picking Kassadin. Is it's good into Azir and then obviously into Gwen as well if you get ahead.
So was the game plan just shut Pappy down? You got those first two respect bans out of the
Yep.
way, no Shiv, no Kale, and then when he picked the Gwen, was that the moment you're like, well, let's just play melee champs so he can't do his, you know, Gwen is immune thing?
Yeah, pretty much it. We think that Paprise is the one that can throw curveballs that could just take over the game, and yeah, we drafted accordingly.
And you said earlier that you liked the team carrying for you once. So who do you actually think in that game that you just played carried you? Which specific player would you give a highlight to?
Probably Bard. I mean, he ganked bot, and then he ganked
Benvi?
top, and then he ganked mid. Yep, my Bard was just 1v9ing.
He certainly was. Now, look, Fido, we'll let you go. Enjoy the 2-0 week again, 4-0, you know, back-to-back big weeks. And we'll see you next week and see if you can put more dubs on the board.
Sweet
Huge
guys.
dubs.
See you guys.
Yeah. Fido. Always good to chat with him. Man's got
Sure does.
charisma. He's Faker. He's the, unkillable demon king? What'd you call him?
That's
The
Faker's
unkillable
moniker.
demon king, yeah.
Yeah, well, just,
That's
hey,
his nickname.
I knew that. I was just testing you all. Either way, their MVP discussion
Champion
time.
conundrum.
Was it Fido? Was it the Bard? I'm going to
Bard.
ask you first.
Now the Bard was
The Bard? Okay.
that was
I'm
a
gonna
treat
ask
to the
you-
eyes.
I'm biased.
Yep. I'm going to ask you.
For once in my lifetime, I will say that Bard was the MVP. Benvi
Okay,
was
well-
the
Clip it.
MVP.
Clip it. It's happening. Their
Kitty
MVP
likes
for the
Bard.
first game of the day was Ben V down in the bot lane. Unfortunately, no pictures because he's that last minute addition to the roster. But look at him, 2-0 and 12. Just so much work there. Man's
Bard.
new. He was ahead. Bought that Medjay's nice and early. Extra move speed, extra stacks. You got stacks. Well, this man certainly did as well. So we got 15% damage share, which I guess is like relatively high for a support, honestly.
I mean, yeah,
Stacks on
it's
stacks.
a pretty high damage share in general for most supports. I would say even like the high-performing damage supports like Zyra tend to teeter around that number. So
Yeah.
it's a lot. But really, the reason that he does get MVP, just like what you heard from Fido, is that he ganked bottom, he ganked mid, he ganked top lane, he ganked mid again.
He
Like
did
it just
bad
doesn't
things.
end. Yeah, and he brought Foreigner with him during all of this. So it's not. Yeah.
We actually went back, you know, there's multiple points as well where it reminded me of what you said when you play Bard and then you play another champion, you just die more because you don't have that magical journey, get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
I saw Benvi getting caught a lot in like 1v3 awkward things and then just like, bam, magical journey to safety and no one followed him through.
I'm not going to start it, but Mac, thank you for mentioning it. Thank
Yep.
you.
It's true.
Let's move on.
Oh, this okay, no, wait.
I don't want to
Kitty.
start an argument.
I love arguments. Though.
It's a
good
mental
content.
thing, though. It's like what we're saying is when I play Bard and then I don't play Bard the next game, I'm like 0-10 because I just assume I have a portal in every situation.
Yeah,
Sure.
So it's actually a really big issue.
yeah. It's just like mental diff. It's something you.
But he had the portal, so he didn't die.
He had the portal, so
Yeah.
he did not die. I'm just repeating what you're saying now. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Let's go to break.
No, not yet. From the fans, we
Damn
got
it.
some submissions from you guys at home. You almost nailed it though. Let's see what you've sent in as your items you want to see coming back into the game. Ones that don't belong anymore. Has to be crystalline flask, 345 gold, and I can buy it with other potions. Free laning phase right there. Mercury cast. He's on the money with that one. Any takers? Any opinions on this?
HP and monopots as individuals back in the day, right?
Yeah, there was actually, I think it was Mordecai's that had a meta where he bought like 12 pots. That was his start.
What was it? It was like cloth armor, like
Yeah.
9 pot start or something crazy. What was the start?
disgusting.
It was like cloth armor top laners.
Something like that. Oh, there was a meta where it was just an elixir, where both
Yeah.
top laners would start with just an
true,
elixir and
yeah.
it was a game of chicken. Whoever used it first lost.
Yeah, right. Well, let's see what
5, I think it was.
everyone else on the Twitter sphere is saying. True from 6Jish. Mana Potion. Who doesn't love throwing out abilities with no worry of mana depletion? Very true. Was there
Actually
was there a
forgot
mana
that.
pot in the game?
Yeah,
Yeah?
there was mana pots.
OG days.
They were taken out fairly early, but the answer to the question is junglers.
Yep.
Because they get so much mana regen sitting in the jungle that they basically don't need mana pots anymore. So that's your answer, Jish.
That's why when I started trying out other roles in this game, my mana bar's just gone within a second because I'm just like, I'm playing Sivir. It's like Q. Where'd all my mana go? I got a base and then I lose lane and someone's like, why are you using abilities so much? And it's because I have unlimited mana in the jungle. Either way, we've got a second game to get to. Ladies and gents, do not go too far. That one's coming up just after the break. We'll see you after this, of course, for the second game of the day. That's Chiefs and Peace.
Look at Ray Fury. White flank as well from Fido coming in from the enemy blue buff. In goes the fight as a result. Foreigner might be the first one to fall on down, but he's spending so much time with the subjugate so far. He's just flashing away. Look at the life. This is unbelievable advance to self-sustain. There's the double kill for Fido. It's hitting that point now where he's flashing across the wall, rift walking at max stacks and farming up everybody that the game has to offer.
Hey, look, menu bump.
The LCO champion, Kanga.
Drama!
Wait.